Hey and welcome, Alex here. This is number 6. We are talking today about the actual journey back to union. Let's just talk about that because this is all work with polarity and with wounds, separation, wounds that have separated us from our unity. So we're dealing with polarity, meaning our two aspects of us, our masculine and feminine within us, that are the feminine, of course, is the emotion, the body, the emotional body, and the masculine being the mental body. And these two are in a spiral dance, and they're typically not balanced. And they're not balanced because of our identity, because of our ego, because of all of the things that we have decided to be true for us, knowingly or unknowingly, in our lives, and our core wounds and wounds that were passed along, all of the things that create the separation of our wholeness, that make us an identity here in the duality of the third dimension. All of these things are coming up and triggered to come back into wholeness and alchemized back into love, back into a completion. And so the masculine and feminine, the emotional and the mental, work together and we need to bring them into a new harmony together in this process of creating inner union. Okay, so the mental and the emotional are working in that you feel things come up in the body that are unlike your truth, that your soul is screaming for right now in this journey. Your soul is screaming for you to come into alignment and has triggered and brought up all of the core wounds and all of the distortions. Everything that's unlike your truth has now come up to be cleared, and you're feeling it. You are feeling it. You're a broken mess, right? Meanwhile, the mental body is just looking everywhere outside where it's always looked to try to find answers or the other body or anything for relief. And so they are completely both not. It's like, here's the wholeness that we're looking for, that we're trying to create a balance between the masculine and feminine. That is the inner union. And right now you've got this going on, and they're all over the place. They're not in a coherence whatsoever. So you're not a divine feminine yet. And the counterpart is not a divine masculine yet. You're just a broken feminine and a broken masculine, or wounded, we should say. And that's the truth of it. However, your soul sees you for the truth of who you are, which is a divine. And you are on a journey to the highest levels in this lifetime. Maybe not the highest, but certainly that unconditional love level of 540 on the Hawkins scale of consciousness. And 0.4% of the population gets there, at least according to when he was last calibrating that. It's probably more like 1% now, I would guess. So really only 1% of people are on this twin flame journey. So if you're still watching me and you've gotten through these, and you would know at this point, probably, whether or not you're on this. Doubt is a big part of the journey as well, because you're going to continue to question it as long as you are still in separation consciousness. You're going to question it until you're in union. Let's just put it that way. Nonetheless, you're all over the place like this. And so you're feeling all the emotions of the feminine and the masculine, trying to figure it all out, your inner, right? And the journey is then to alchemize, to come to feel, and to move the feelings out, allow the feelings to come, and to learn how to do that. And we'll get deeper into that in the videos. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. But we also need to, in that, and just understanding the addictive energy that's just insanity, crazy, and so painful. By all means, this is the work that I do. I can help you to quickly alchemize some of those really, really crazy, just to calm you down, some of those crazy emotions. That's the energy work that I do. That's some of it anyways. And so I could definitely help you with that really, really intense, the intense stuff. If you need some help with that, just check the description box. That's why I keep pointing down here. Nonetheless, as you come into your own mastery of learning how to alchemize this, and it's coming around and you're starting to almost welcome it, and you're feeling, okay, I'm having a feeling, it's coming up. It's coming up to be felt first and then seen. You don't have to relive it. You don't have to dive into everything. You don't have to heal anything. You're already whole. But if it's coming up and it needs to be revealed to you in some way so that you learn something, so that your soul learns something from it, then you just ask for the revelation. Or you can say, when have I felt this way? Or you can do some digging if you want. There's certainly work like that can be done. But it's not necessary to alchemize the energy and to come back into a balance. Okay. So you'll be able to start to balance the feelings, as you are slowly working through all of the distortions, the identities, all of that separation consciousness. And there's a lot. So just be patient, please, with yourself on that. So you're going to learn to master the emotional, right? That's the feminine, the emotional. And then you're also going to learn how to master the masculine, which is the mental, which is all of this looking outside of ourselves to try to understand everything and get more knowledge, more to understand and think it through. That also needs to come into a balance to where you're starting to tune in as you're alchemizing and allowing the revelations to come. You're rising your frequency and you're getting more and more tuned into soul, and then the knowings will start to come and your gifts will start to come online, and you'll start to recognize like, oh, you can feel everything as it's coming. You're able to let it go. You're getting the revelation about it and you're getting downloads, and like all of a sudden you're just, man, it can happen quickly or slowly depending on how much you're in out of balance, right? How much you're spinning in emotion, and how much you're looking outside of yourself into tarot readings and not allowing yourself to come into that beautiful balance. But when you do, this is called a merkaba, and if you've watched the other ones before, you'll understand this is literally your masculine feminine. This is the sacred geometry of the masculine feminine in balance. And this is your light vehicle. This is your vehicle that takes you dimensionally to other dimensions. And so, as I was saying, as the masculine and feminine come into a balance and your frequency is going higher and higher and higher, you are tuning in to the soul. You now can reach these higher dimensions. They can come through you cleanly as you have cleared out all the distortion. In this whole process, we are assuming that you are not too far outside and continuing in the separation consciousness, because that does slow down this journey and creates a whole lot of pain. We are assuming that you're focusing on you, because what happens is when you bring that focus on you, yes, it takes the focus off the other, but then they can start to come back in naturally and organically. But you don't do it for that, right? Because then you're turning right back to it again. You stay in your lane. You stay in your path. Okay. Follow that path. You keep doing the work. You open up that channel. This is going to work itself out. This will just work itself out without going into, oh, what's divine masculine feeling? What's happening in their life? Yes, their life's going to fall apart too, but anything that's going on in their life is their work. And the sooner you get into imbalance, the sooner that they're going to get into balance. It just comes along with it. You're the leading twin here. You're the one who's got all the power and control over this once you realize it. And then you can come into your divinity, into your divine feminine. And this has nothing to do with genders, okay? Just let me be clear about that. This is just has to do with polarities, okay? Positive, negative, masculine, feminine. And so again, as you come into that, the energetic field that was polarized between the two of you has now come down because you're focusing on you. So you've gone from your flipped polarization, which happened during your initial separation phase, and it has come back positive again. So you're no longer horizontal push-pull. You've come into proper alignment, okay? So that the masculine can come into alignment with you. And that just happens naturally. So again, you both have this structure in your body. Okay. When you met, there were two of these. I don't have two of these. I should probably have two. I love this little thing. You both have one. Okay. When you met, and you were both in your masculine and feminine to some degree, whatever wounds you had, just like everybody. When you meet a soulmate, they also have one too, right? And the soulmate's going to have a lot of the points are going to match yours, but not all of them. Okay. So that's why you can do so much, but you can still play, because you don't completely polarize. It doesn't overwhelm. But with your twin, yeah, it does. So they come together, then they polarize, and you as a unit, as a shared energetic unit, once soul recognition happens and the merge happens, yes, the wall comes up and you guys separate. But when you see it now as a whole unit, that's where you can see this is you, trying to come into your own new union again. You're doing all your work over here, but this, let's say this, as an energetic shared field, this is now you, and this is now the twin. So you guys are separated because you're pushing. As you come into this union and the masculine starts to come back in, then together as a shared unit, you become this as twin flames. Okay. So you each have one of these inside of you. You balance yours, and then the twin can come in. And then as a shared unit, you have one of these around the both of you. So you together can then travel into more higher and higher and higher dimensions. That's where you're coming from. And we're split in this dimension. And now you're coming back together. The soul is coming into union with its wholeness and its non-duality. And then now the whole unit of the two can live in this and travel to galaxies together. That's the magic of permanent union. Pretty cool, huh? Anyways, aren't these cute? Anyways, I wasn't planning on going into that. I just really wanted to share what the main goal here is. Okay. And that is for you to get into inner union ASAP by clearing all the wounds and getting your feminine emotions brought down from the addictive craziness and your mental masculine from looking outside of itself. You're healing, you're alchemizing all the wounds, and you're bringing your focus and your brain back in. You're bringing your mental capacity together, and then they start to work together. Okay. And then your intuition kicks up. That's the divine feminine coming in, and the discernment and the intellect and the logic and all of this of the masculine. Now these just rise higher and higher. And then the karma that was once part of the soul becomes your dharma, and you come alive into a higher soul's purpose as soul now can live through you cleanly. How beautiful is that? That is the twin flame journey. Welcome. It can be hard, or it can be incredibly amazing. And it can be both, right? For a while, it's going to be both. But as long as you are looping and looking outside of yourself with that broken masculine part of you, which is also looking outside of you, by the way, that's the shadow aspect. They're running anywhere, hard, fast, and far away from you, because they're looking outside anywhere but on you. Okay. Because you're an emotional mess and you've flipped around and now you're chasing them, which is totally backwards because of your emotionality, which is a broken feminine. So you've got a broken masculine and a broken feminine. So you start to calm down that energy, and then you start working within yourself, and then that masculine can calm down all that craziness of running and pulling away, and can start to come into what is he actually feeling, because he can now have a bit of space and quiet to come into that feminine, his feminine, to create his inner balance so that he can have a wholeness and learn how to feel and deal with those feelings that he couldn't deal with before. Right? That's kind of how it works. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for being with me, and make sure you subscribe. And if you do need help with that crazy energy, that addictive, crazy, imbalanced feminine energy, that's a big part of what I do. Check the description box below. And certainly any other help on the journey. I do not have a course. I'm just going to continue to teach everything here, and I'm going to continue to number these in order as they come. So hopefully you'll get lots of value. Please do comment and like so that we can get out to more people, so we can get to the truth of this journey and get people out of the spin and out of the tarot cards and out of all that mess. I'm sure you've already been there. And so, yeah, let's anchor some really beautiful energy onto this planet, get you to unconditional love, and get the two of you to the cosmos. All right. Thanks for being here. Bye.